Greetings fellow tank commanders, in this video I'm going to be showing you a game that I played with the FV215b. This is a tier 10 British tech tree heavy tank which uses a 120mm cannon. The game I'm playing is a standard battle on Prokhorovka with 3 tier 10s and 1 artillery on each team. For this game, my tank is equipped with a gun rammer, improved ventilation, and coated optics. And I'm using my most experienced British crew, which has 12 crew skills and perks. I have chosen to fight on the western side of the map, since the FV215b has great gun performance at long distance, and I don't really want to be fighting on the other side of the map with a rear-mounted turret. I'm just planning on playing defensive here until I have an idea of what kind of enemies are on this side of the map. It can be a little annoying playing a tier 10 heavy tank passively, but the FV215b is not a line breaker tank, and the enemy has an E100 as well as a T11 OE3, so I'm content to let them make the first move. I'm moving up slightly here so I can stay in range of anyone that my teammate spots out. It ends up being too much and I get spotted out, and I decide instead of just rolling back to do a full retreat to stop every time I'm reloaded to take some shots at that Tiger 2 and the enemy T57. Fortunately here I'm able to dish out 3 shots and only take 1 damaging hit myself, which makes for a pretty good trade. Now I can see that they have their T11 OE3 over here, and that means that they have all 3 tier 10 tanks on this side of the map. I didn't expect to have much success shooting at a hull down M103 at 500 meters away, but this is a very reliable gun I'm using, and I also get some great RNG here. This is 3 very lucky shots in a row to get my first kill. But there's no break for me now. This is a very target-rich environment, and I have to be taking advantage of it. At least if I'm going to be playing passive as a tier 10 heavy tank, I've got to be doing a lot of damage. No success at shooting at the T11 OE3, but I get another easy damage hit on the T57. The enemy T11 OE3 has made a rather strange decision to move up along the open road. By doing this, he leaves himself exposed to shots from many areas of the map. I think now he realizes his mistake and is trying to pull down in the lower area where I'm fighting, but I'm able to get a few shots in on him, and so are my teammates, and he's not able to make it to cover. That's one of 3 tier 10s down. I've fallen back to get out of sight of that E100, but now that my Tortoise teammate has moved up, our combined damage per minute makes us an intimidating force, and since I noticed he was moving forward, I decided to keep pace with him. This E100 is not giving us an easy shot, but we're able to spot out the Tiger 2 for some easy damage. The E100 finally breaks cover, and now it's time to put my reliable gun to work, and I've switched over to my APCR shells, and this is a painfully unlucky bounce on his lower plate. This is where you get to see the FV215b's excellent damage per minute come into play. I've got the reload down to just over 7 seconds, and it's allowing me to just rip apart this E100. Fortunately, the E100 kept its turret flat towards me, and since I had my APCR shells in, I was able to penetrate it. That's 2 of the 3 tier 10 tanks down, and now I'm trying to take out the T-57. There's only a few enemies left in the game, and although they do have enough numbers to still bring the game back, my team has the tactical advantage over them and has them pretty much surrounded. I have very few rounds left. This tank's relatively low ammo capacity can become a real annoyance in the late game, but thankfully my teammates have picked up a lot of the slack, and so I'm able to take some last cleanup shots without any worry. I'm down to only 4 rounds left here, and I was quite indecisive here on what would be the best way to get shots on the remaining enemies, and it cost me quite a bit of time here. I'm stopping to make every single one of these shots count. Now all I have left is 2 HE rounds, and I need to get around the back of the tank to make them effective. And that's an HE shell penetration through the back of the tortoise. If I hadn't wasted all that time coming over here, I would have been able to get the last shell in and probably finished them off. Now let's check the post-game stats and see how I did. For this game, I earned 43,000 silver without any multipliers, remembering that I fired 15 APCR shells but did not have to use any of my premium consumables. I also earned 4,534 experience with the 2x daily bonus. In this game I dealt 8,815 damage, assisted with 621 damage, and destroyed 3 enemies while blocking 2,700 damage. This earned me High Caliber, Mastery Badge First Class, Confederate, and Sniper. This is the highest damage I've been able to get with the FV215b so far. I placed at the top of my team, earning a base XP of 1,511. I hit 32 of my 34 shots and penetrated 22 of those. I fired everything but my last HE round. Overall, I'm quite happy with the reliability of the gun in this game, but I did get a few unlucky bounces off of the E100 and T11OE3. In terms of crew and module damage, I injured the commander in the M103, damaged the engine in the Tortoise, damaged the engine in the E100, and damaged the ammo rack and injured the driver in the T57. Well, that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed seeing that epic game with the FV215b. You got a great showcase of the reliability and damage potential of its awesome 120mm gun. It's quite devastating if you're in a target-rich environment to make full use of it. Stay tuned for more awesome World of Tanks videos.